Cheer. Got my nigga Cheese in this bitch. Midwest UGK, nigga. You already know. Cheer. I said my hands on this money. I'm caught up in this lifestyle. This 100-round drummy. It'll knock a nigga right down. My dope on my scale. It be knocking watch lights out. My spot do be booming. I'm caught up in this lifestyle. My hands on this money. I'm caught up in this life. Time for that. Coach for the Streets, hosted by Mafia and Pain. Ain't no news like street news. Whether you're here for the streets or you're here for the news, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Today we gotta talk about it, man. 1:30 last night in Edgewater section of Chicago. Munna Duke and his homeboy Youngin caught lacking in a drive-by. Two got stuffed in the bag, including Munna Duke and Youngin, and it was another person injured that's in stable condition. We got to talk about this because when we talking about Chicago, it's always touchy because we see a lot of potential coming up out of Chicago, and the very first mistake we see 98% of the artists that's coming up in Chicago, as far as rap go, drill, and all of these things go, right? Because it's a lot of potential in Chicago. I think they so entertained by what they've done in the streets or their participation and affiliation to these gangs they in, right? And that's no knock to them, because when you come up in the streets, you become loyal to the section you was born in and raised in, and the people that you was around and the people that you built these bonds with. That's supposed to be, it's natural, right? But why I'm emphasizing this right now before we get into this a little further, right? When you make it out the streets or you start to see a door open for yourself, you was a target when you was broke because of what you was doing in the streets, right? And when I'm saying this, I'm talking about all the YN, city to city, state to state, right? When you get a chance to open that door up, and the things that you thought were impossible become possible and become a reality for you, right? And it creates a stable environment when you know you come from the struggle. You living in the struggle while this is going on. Why would you stay in an area where you know already you was a target before you became this person with potential? Why would you still stay in that environment? We got to do better when it comes to that type of thing. We gotta learn that when we start getting in a situation where it starts to become better for us and we in this terrible environment, we got to learn how to get the fuck out of where we from, because the trenches don't love nobody, regardless of who you is. Rest in peace, Nipsey. Rest in peace, everybody that then lost their life in the streets that they quote unquote love, right? And condolences to Munna Duke family and Youngin family, right? Because when we talking about O Block, it's never about something good. We ain't talked about somebody coming out of O Block going platinum since King Von. Every time we talking about O Block, is either somebody paying to come over there, take pictures and walk around O Block, or somebody from O Block that got a face is getting stuffed in the bag. This is the only time that we talking about O Block. It's nothing different when we talking about Munna Duke, man. Let's get into the video, man. Hit that like button, lock it in. Ain't no news like street news. Whether you're here for the streets or you're here for the news, hit that like button. Subscribe to the culture, man. Let's get into it. Now, in this case with Munna Duke and Youngin, we see they was out late at night. Now, Chicago is a dangerous place, and only really people from Chicago gonna tell you everywhere in Chicago ain't rough everywhere in Chicago. But we seen FBG Duck, rest in peace, lose his life in one of the most quote unquote supposed to be safest places, areas in Chicago, right? He lost his life there, right? Only to Chicago natives do they feel like some of these areas are less dangerous than others, right? And at that part in time, This is what makes it crazy, because they get comfortable thinking like that, knowing their environment. Chicago niggas is hunters. Them niggas go to sleep at 4 a.m. They up at 4:15 a.m. They slept for 15 minutes. And they out riding around for the rest of the day looking for an op to turn to a pack. And in Munna Duke favor, right? You start to become this person that's looked at by the opposition like a bigger target, because I'm pretty sure it was a point in time when Munna Duke wasn't getting no money. He wasn't being noticed like that. His music ain't all of that, right? But Old Block got so much of a name that anybody that comes up out of there can use that branded moniker to sustain some type of finances, right? And I think Munna Duke got his hand in the street as far as the hustle go too. But at the same time, like I said, that makes you a face of your area. So to see things like this, it makes the hair on my arm stand up every time I see it, because like Chicago niggas know how Chicago niggas is. So why is it so common? Why is it so comfortable of a thing to do, to whether you scared or not? Because this ain't got nothing to do with being scared, man. Smart people survive. Only do the strong survive. But in today's world, smart people survive. You could be tough as you want to be. King Von was tough. I know a lot of tough people that got buried. We watched Munna Duke and Youngin sit outside at 1:30 in the morning. Youngin on live. Man, these Chicago niggas is so professional when it comes to catching a nigga. You can have your phone pointed up at the sky. If they know what telephone pole that is, you're done. So why are we still seeing people from Chicago drop their low, crash out on live, get deleted because they get comfortable in areas they shouldn't be in comfortable? You shouldn't even be comfortable in your area because they come through there looking for you. So a night of having fun for Munna Duke and Youngin in Chirac turned into the last night they ever had fun again. Now you got people all over social media taunting these people, right? How much are we going to keep mourning people that purposely do all the wrong things? You already living wrong. That's one. You get comfortable and you start moving wrong. That's two. And then you become comfortable putting yourself in a situation where you might not come out on top. That's three. And this is a typical Chicago problem. Look at all the videos on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all these different platforms where you see niggas from Chicago sitting in the car, chilling. Then somebody pull up, 2 seconds, let 30 shots off, 2 seconds with the switch. Now it's a car full of people gone. They drive off, run a couple stop signs, never get caught because niggas that comfortable in a place that's that dangerous. And I think Munna Duke was too comfortable. I think Youngin was too comfortable. Chicago dangerous, so why would you be out? It's the same thing with D-Thing. And Munna Duke just had a kid by D-Thing's baby mom. But why would you be out It's just the same as D-Thing. D-Thing was out, and he put himself in a position for niggas to be able to reach out and touch him, right? Because he got comfortable. If he wasn't comfortable, he never would have been in that situation to be able to be deleted like that, right? So we go back to Munna Duke. This is the same thing. You're out at nighttime. You comfortable. You outside of O Block. It's late at night. Y'all drinking, smoking, probably in your phones, texting broads. Meanwhile, somebody in the car bending corners, looking for anybody that they notice that ain't on the same side as them so they can burn them. And guess what happened? Double homie in Chicago. Sources say O Block's Munna Duke and Youngin among the dead. Early Saturday morning, 3 men were shot in the Edgewater neighborhood of Chicago's north side. 2 pronounced unalived and 1 injured. Reports say the victims include O Block's Munna Duke and another known figure, Youngin. The shooting happened around 1:20 a.m. near the 6300 block of North Broadway. According to CPD, a 28-year-old shot multiple times, unalive. A 31-year-old hit in the chest, pronounced unalive. 36-year-old shot in the back in fair condition. CTA buses were rerouted due to the police activity, but are now back en route. Police have not confirmed motives of suspects, but this is already sending shockwaves through Chicago and social media. I said, man, Chicago niggas got to do better, move better, and really use their brain, man. That's y'all backyard. You know how dangerous it is. When you start to rise up the ladder at this rapping thing, because when Chicago people have so much of a platform when it comes to drill rap, they started it. That it gives all the YNs an opportunity to become something, get some money, go from struggling to stable. So we done watched 1,000 YNs from Chicago with the potential, create the buzz, create the momentum, and then either they crash out and go to jail or they get caught lacking and somebody stuff them in a garbage bag. We don't care about living no more. We don't care about living no more. You can go outside, smoke 8 niggas, then you be outside like you ain't did nothing. Then they catch you, they smoke you, then your family crying like you ain't did nothing when really you done took away from 8 other families. And you was still comfortable enough to go outside thinking that your chest was bigger than somebody else's and they wasn't going to come through and try to snatch you. You took somebody else's loved ones. I done seen a lot of tough niggas get stuffed in a bag, bruh. And I think it's the ego of what come with living in Chicago and putting in work in Chicago and being that young stepper in Chicago with them hats that do something to their ego to the point where even if they get $1 million, they ain't thinking about leaving because they worried about what somebody say about them. Why you ain't left yet? Because if you got a rollie on, 2 diamond bracelets on, Cuban on, O Block necklace on, Amiri jeans on, a pair of Amiri jeans and the shirt to go with it, that's enough right there to go get you an apartment somewhere else. So if you chose that over safety, you deserve to be sitting in the car somewhere, somebody be looking for you and dump the switch on you because why is you still here? Lock it in, man. Rest in peace, Munna Duke. Rest in peace, Youngin, man. Was Munna Duke moving wrong? Or was he just doing what Chicago niggas do? They don't care. Yeah, I know the ops be around the corner from where we about to go kick it, and I don't care. Being careless will get you stuffed in a bag. Because you don't care that much that you don't care about your own life. And when you don't care about your own life, you definitely not moving right. On the chessboard, when you lose your piece, at the end of the game, y'all reset that board and y'all continue on and play another game. Ain't another game of chess once you get took off this chessboard of reality, man. It's over with. Ain't no respawn, do-over, ain't none of that. You know what y'all think in the comments, man, about this Munna Duke situation and Youngin, man. Was it the lows being dropped? Was it the Instagram lives? Was it the being in the wrong section? Was it having an ego too big to move correctly so these types of things don't happen to you? It's time for that. Coach for the streets. Ain't no news like street news. Whether you're here for the streets or you're here for the news, man, hit that like button. Subscribe to the culture and lock it in. I'm out of here.
Hey, though. It's the mafia. This shit for all the gangsters, nigga. Real story. Hey. Jugging out the double doors, cuz in the 6'4". Choppers hitting switches on these niggas back in 94. Basketball practice, and after that I'm back to selling dope. When the cops hit the ab, I done made a rack off of my pager though. When the WAP hit my box, I'ma hit them back, I'm on the payphone. My shoebox getting full, I need to go buy me a safe for real. It's treacherous outside, not supposed to have it, but I paid for it. A brand new out the box.